America, David with Bead Holliday, and I had an idea. Let's do a video about the tool wall because we all love tools. We're all addicted to tools. So I'll go real quick through some of these different tools. What do they do? How fun are they? We're going to start with the tiny hammer. When I got this hammer in, I imported all the jewelry stamps, okay? So you're stamping little designs on metal, right? And this hammer came with it, and I was like, what is that tiny hammer? That's not gonna do anything. But as it turns out, this tiny hammer will deliver the perfect whack. I mean, just astounding, you know, you just put it and whack. And, you know, it's hard to see on the video, but I mean, it just makes the perfect little dent. And being smaller makes it easier to control and so on. So we've got, I don't even know how many designs of stamps for you to stamp into metal and or leather here, but between the wall and here, because we bought out our local supplier, Star Gems. So a lot of these are really good old traditional, like Native American style concho stamping stamps, but we've probably got about 80 different designs here. So it's a mind-blowing. And some of these old unusual ones are really going fast. Well, we've got a ton of them. We've got all the numbers and letters in several different sizes. Here we got 4mm. Here we got 3mm. So just great little oh, and here we have 2.5mm. You know, just tons of choices. All right, let's go. So, split ring plier. You know, a split ring goes around like a key ring. You put it on this lower one, and this little tooth bites down into the split ring and opens it up for you. So this is a great tool. You don't need it very often, but boy, when you use it, you absolutely love it. And we got a couple. See, here's one with a bigger tooth for if you do larger split rings. And then the good old chain nose plier that we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 styles, because everybody has to have something different. But a chain nose plier is what generally people call a needle nose plier. But you know, jewelry tools, as if you've been in the shop, we've told you many times, never have the tread. They're smooth, they're polished, and these come from Pakistan. Never buy jewelry tools that say made in China. And I love the whole world. I got nothing against any country. But hand tools like this from China just serve to score and destroy your wire. And there's a reason that they're 99 cents. So a chain nose plier is absolutely critical. Usually, if you're going through your wire wrap, I'll go kind of along the order of how you use them. So you usually start it with your chain nose, you push your 90, and then you go to your round nose plier. And look how tiny these little noses get. And the beauty of these tools from Pakistan is they are hand polished. So just a fabulous job. Very smooth, very easy to use, very nice. We've got them in the 4.5 and the 5-inch handle, the bigger handle. For some folks that like that bigger handle, we got that. Let's see, what's next? Oh, then you go to your bent nose plier. And the bent nose plier is so wonderful because it gets your hand out of the way. So we've got them with a 45-degree bend, a 90 bend, and all these things are just kind of personal taste. You know, sometimes people ask like, well, which one's better? And my standard answer is, how do you like your eggs? Because nobody can tell you, oh, scrambled is better than over easy, is better than poached. No, it's personal taste. How do you like your eggs? All right, so then we also have flat-nosed plier. This is a rather large pair. And a flat-nosed plier can be very, very handy, depending on what you're doing. Nylon draw plier. These are so you can grab wire and it doesn't scar it. And in 30 years, I've never used it that way. I've only used it for one thing, straightening wire that got bent up doing something and you had to stop and start over. A really awesome pair of pliers is parallel pliers. So if you're grabbing multiple wires, you can put them in the jaws of a parallel plier and it'll grab them like a vise. And then you can do all kinds of amazing wire working jobs with that. We also have little hole punch pliers. And these are just awesome if you're doing the little, name plates and charms with stamping and you're doing words and symbols. Boom, you can just pop holes right into those thinner gauge metals. Super, super easy. We have an emery stick. You know, emery cloth is like very, very fine sandpaper. So for sanding little ends of wires and this and that, we have emery that's actually put onto wood with glue, $1.99 a pop. One of my favorite things is the silversmith's polishing gloves. You know, when people used to have silver teapots and all that, this is what they would wear because you can just use both hands to just polish away. Super, super handy. We've got little tiny file sets for doing wonderful filing. You can use these for wax filing, metal filing, wood filing, you name it. So again, more stamps up here. We have the silver polishing cloth, which is actually impregnated with a polishing compound. And then if you really want to have fun, we've got diamond hole saw. So you can actually do core drilling of stones. And of course, any diamond bit like that, you're going to use water. Now let's go up here. Probably the most important tool to know about is the memory wire cutter. This is what you use, obviously, to cut memory wire because it's a hard temper wire and your normal nipper tool will just be destroyed. This is a pair of shears. The other secret superpower of this jump ring is make your jump rings on a cylinder, pull them apart a little bit, and just come in with this and snip, 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 because it's a shear. So it gives you two flat faces. Just fantastic. Another, you know, just very, very standard pair of small wire cutters. We have an Econo cutter if you don't want to break loose with the big money. We have a couple, 3 different awls, which some people do knotting with awls. There's a few different jobs you can do with an awl. And we have a bead reamer that's also a pin vise. So the beauty of this is it's a vise. You can open it up and change the bit. It's not in there permanently. You can put a tiny screwdriver, a different awl, different shape in there. And then we also have the diamond reamers that are permanently affixed to their handle. So they're more affordable, but when they wear out, they're pretty much, that's all they're good for. You're done. And we've got these lovely, I like these tweezers because they're always closed. You have to spring them open. So they're kind of like a vise or a third hand. And so you can grab something and it'll sit there and hold it. You can put them on the end of your projects. And then we have these ring holding pliers to do work on rings, a couple of rulers, and then of course, last but not least, we have the nipper tool and crimp tool for all your basic bead stringing needs. And that Betsy Beater, that is my mother. She was a Army truck driver in World War II, and that picture is from her in the truck. If you can see it back there, that's her actual driving a deuce and a half when it was an experimental vehicle at Fort Riley, Kansas. We also have silver dip to do real serious dip, cleaning, and last tool, little tiny scissors for knotting and snipping your threads. So that's pretty much the overview of our tool wall. Thanks for tuning in. Come on in and we'll show you how to use any of these things. Hasta la